Hopefully that's all recording. October Red, I'm here with Jordan Gill. Jordan Gill is taking on, and what I think is an absolutely brilliant fight, you're going up against Zelfa Barrett. Jordan, we talk about resurgence, we talk about the comeback, we talk about putting on that weight and being healthier at that weight. Give us the rundown. What's been happening with Jordan Gill?
Just been training, trying to train, and just been chilling and relaxing, enjoying life, and this fight's come along. I'm happy with it. I think it's a great fight. I think everyone else, there's not been one bad reaction to the fight. Everyone seems to think, it's going to be fantastic. I do. It's going to be exciting. I feel really good at Super Cover. The fight against McConnell showed that. I probably should have moved up 2 or 3 years ago, but you can't really live in regret. It is what it is. We're moved up now, and you're going to see the best of me now.
I know we like to move forward in boxing. I'm not going to dwell on the past too much. But talk to me about when you realised that there were certain changes that you had to make in relation to boxing. I was there after you, I watched obviously the fight with Mick Conlon, and I saw your really emotional speech. It seems like, and sometimes I think us viewers, we take it for granted what you fighters go through outside of the ring. There was a lot of life-changing decisions that you had to make. So what was the catalyst? What made you decide, I need to change, I need a new trainer, I need everything, I need to literally just move the goalposts?
I think, a lot of people make changes over trivial things, and a lot of the time, when you're a loyal person and you stick with it, you only change if there's a disaster. Obviously, the Kiko fight was a disaster. I was dead in the ring, and performance was shocking. So the change was there, and then struggling to get opportunities, and I had a lot going on in my personal life. I was away from home, so all just come at once, a bit of a whirlwind, and then I just thought I'd make a change. Went down to Ben Davison's gym, trained with Ben and Barry Smith, with Lee Wiley, reunited with Willie Wood, who I lived with for a long time, it paid off. I think moving up in weight was a no-brainer. I was never going to go back to featherweight after the Kino fight, and I just felt good at it, felt strong. It wasn't a perfect performance against Nick, but it was one that I'm happy with.
Exciting performance, it definitely was. When you talk about being at obviously featherweight for so many years, and I know you've implied off camera maybe you should have went up earlier, what is it that kept you down at that weight? And you also mentioned about opportunities. I know it's tough for you fighters after a loss. It's literally making your name be something that people want to watch, something that people want to tune into. So first of all, the weight category.
Yeah. Well, it's like, for example, say you win your first title. I won my first title, it was a Commonwealth title at featherweight. I was 23 years old.
Okay.
You think from winning your first title to chasing a world title at that weight, it takes time, it takes years to do. And each fight you get a little bit bigger, your bones get a little bit denser, your muscle fibers are more compact. It just gets harder and harder. And once you climb the rankings, chasing that number one spot, you've probably outgrown the weight. And the carrot that's dangling in front of you is the world title, and you always think, I just get one more fight, get that world title fight, win that, and I can move up. But I always think that boxers, they always want to be biggest at the weight, but I'd rather be smaller and rather feel better, because that's when you're going to see the best of me. And even if you get beat, it's something you're giving your best. You've seen the best version of me, rather than winning and stinking the place out and being dead at the weight or get knocked out.
Going down to Ben Davison, I don't like to say this, but we get trainers that seem to get this trainer of the year. There's a bit of momentum behind them. We've seen a few names that Ben's had in the gym and has got in the gym now. What makes, and I want to move away from the hype, what makes Ben Davison and his team, because you mentioned Lee Wiley and another person as well, Barry Smith, what makes that the right place for you? I know you said you lived with Lee for years, so there's that relationship there, but what makes that team good for you?
I think it's a combination of things. One, they see boxing in a different way to a lot of other trainers. They're very good, very specific on certain things. They know exactly what will work against different styles. It's not a one-size-fits-all where they train everyone the same. It's training for the opponent. So when you have a specific game plan, it's not like being the best you can be. It's exploiting their mistakes the best you can. And there's a lot of film study. There's a lot of breakdowns, a lot of tactical drills that we do. It just sets everyone apart, sets us apart from everyone else. And I think boxing is quite far behind in that aspect. Where you look at like NFL or football, they watch so much film study, and those sports haven't got as many variables as boxing. Like there's so many things that can go wrong or change in a boxing ring every second. And for me, it's madness that most people don't do as much film study as they should. And I think they're really pioneering and leading the way in that. And you're seeing it with the performances. You're seeing it with AJ in his last fight, Lee Wood in his last few fights. The young guns coming through. You got Royston Palmer, TKB. You got Alois Jr. They're great fighters, and I think they're all going to go a long way under the guidance of Ben and Barry and Lee Wiley as well.
How is it then you've got a style, Jordan Gill's got a style. How is it then to incorporate a new trainer in that to develop the style that you've already got? Because like you said, sometimes with trainers, it's one size fits all. So how do they adapt to your style and improve it? And how did you adapt to their style of training?
I enjoyed it. I always like a challenge. I always like to learn new things. I always think that every day is a school day. You're never done learning. And for me, it was a new challenge, and I enjoyed it. I got my teeth into it. Everything they asked me to do, I really try and do. Sometimes it don't work for me because I'm not executing it right. But I'm not one of those that will give up at first try. I'll try again until I get it right. And I'm one of them it doesn't come easy to me. I'm not unnatural, but once I get it, I get it. So it's just keep chipping away. And it's just very different. You say that I have a style, but the style that I box Girthy and the style that I box Kiko or Doyle or people like that is completely different to the style that I box Conlon in. So I think you can see that I've got versatility, and it's just bringing that out to suit each opponent, because see, Zelfa is a different fighter to Conlon, so I'm going to have to do different things in this fight. So it's not going to be the same sort of fight as Conlon. It's going to be slightly different, and I'll come out different, and we'll see what Zelfa adapts to.
The thing is that we like about the British boxing is that we've got so much talent in this country. Sometimes it goes overlooked, the talent that we have got here. So what I do like about the card that you're on, and then obviously later on we've got the rematch with Josh Taylor and Jack Catterall, is that we're starting to invest in our fighters. You're a household name, and we can say that Zelfa is, at the weight category. When that fight was sort of suggested to you, what were your immediate thoughts on this fight actually happening?
I just thought it was a good fight. I thought, it makes sense for us both. We're both looking
different styles.
Yeah. I think it's going to be an exciting fight. I thought, that you get the juices flowing when you get a big fight announced and or suggested to you even. So it's one that I'm happy with. I'm sure he is as well. We're both top of the bill. Again, I'm going to the opponent's backyard to do it, and it's a challenge that I enjoy, a challenge that I accept, and I'm just looking forward to the fight. I think you just get excited, and we're both on the cusp of fighting for world. Obviously, he's boxed for a world title already, so the winner should go on and get a world title shot, and that's firmly in my sights, and that's something that we will be working towards.
The cliche word is styles make fights. When you look at Zelfa and Zelfa's style, I've watched him just as long as I've watched you. I know there's plenty of study. You talk about film study, you talk about looking at your opponent. When you look at Zelfa's attributes, what do you see those attributes to be? And when it comes to the Gill style, how can you capitalise that? No game plan, but I'm saying, what do you see as his attributes?
I think he's quite versatile. I think he can do a bit of everything, which I've always been a big believer in himself. I always thought he's a very good fighter. Always liked watching his fights. It's always exciting and entertaining. I like his style, I like his boxing skills. So yeah, he can do a bit of everything. If he has to stand and fight, he can. He can punch hard. He's got fast hands. He can box well. He moves well. His defense is good, and he's mixed it at top level. So everything I've won, he's won. So it's a real pick 'em.
It definitely is. And the thing is, you've just described his style there. We could literally say that is the style of yourself as well. I think it's going to be, and this is just my personal opinion, as a boxing fan, it's going to be literally a will of hearts in this because both of you demonstrate skill. And I think on the night, and correct me if I'm wrong, it's going to be the fighter that wants this the most. We talk about those world titles, being on the cusp of that. Zalfa's had his chance. You've got this resurgence. Talk to us about that.
Yeah, I think it's a great fight because like skill for skill, we're probably very similar. And just as I know, I'm tough and I'll go to the depths of hell to get a win. I know he will too. So that's what's going to make it exciting because when it comes down to it, when we're matching each other for boxing, when we're matching each other for speed, for power, it's going to come down to who can grit it out, and at some point we're going to have to grit it out, and it's whoever falls first. And I'm not planning on it being me. So
I am super excited for this fight. As you can see, the viewers can't see me, but I'm grinning like a Cheshire cat. Thank you for taking the fight. Thank you for making fights like this happen. It's what the British public want to see. I think we're all kind of mesmerised with what's going on in Saudi, but it's beautiful to see that we're getting some stuff. Maybe not your home city, but we're back in the UK from some real good domestic tear-ups. So thank you to you, Jordan.
my pleasure.
People say I'm toxic, and honestly, I don't care.